Roland, the good news about the current situation is that whilst we are having increase, we have the power and the water flowing.
Jeez.
During their period, after all the rants, after all his expertise and energy, after all the emotions, when they were in government, whilst we did not have the power, they were still increasing tariffs. How dare you? How dare you sit on national TV this early morning? Come talk about tariff increase when we have electricity. How dare you? Roland, if we are comparing performance, especially when it comes to energy, we'll compare two things. We'll compare the service availability and we'll compare the cost. Let's even assume that we are leveled up when it comes to cost, because you were increasing it in the midst of the chaos, at least under this government. And I didn't want to go, you realize that when I started my conversation, I didn't want to go down the line of trying to, because I know in my deepest of heart that when it comes to utility services, we should not blame it on anybody. We should go to the utility services company and get them to be efficient. But he's brought it on. How dare you? You were increasing tariffs for us when we didn't have the power. Today, in 2016, by this time, when we leave this studio and we step out, we are going to call our homes to ask them if the light is gone off. And then, if today is Wednesday, the next time you expect electricity is Friday morning. And then it will go off Saturday evening. People died on hospital beds. People's cold stores collapsed. People's barbering shops collapsed because they didn't have the electricity to even run it, for them to even pay more. Hairdressers had to lock up their shops because there was not even electricity for them to power their hair dryers, for them to even pay more. In fact, in 2016, a lot of Ghanaians would have wished to be paying more so they have the electricity than when they were paying and they didn't have the electricity. NDC should just shut up and let us enjoy our electricity, and let us work with the utility services company, hold them to account and get them to be more efficient. But you dare not. Malik, you dare not talk about utility services in this country. Shut up already and let's run our country.
In other words, when you were asked who fixed Dumso, when your minister, not you, your minister was asked who fixed Dumso, and to tell us a single megawatt that was brought on board, could you do that? You sat on air and alluded to the fact that John Dramani Mahama and the NDC solved Dumso, because we have a practical explanation as to how Dumso was solved. In 2007, when there was a shortfall, okay, of electricity supply in this country, what did your government do? You went around and looked for pastors from Suhum, Apega, Tema Community 1, and carried them to Akosombo Dam to go and put their hands and pray for the dam. That's so that we get water and Dumso will be solved. They go for to get boss, go for took the pastors. It is online to Apega, to Akosombo from Suhum and Apega to go and pray. John Mahama came and said Dumso is not a spiritual problem. It's a technical one. So we brought car power, we brought Ameri, we brought power batches and beefed up megawatts in this country, electricity generation megawatts in this country to about 5,000 megawatts. What have you done in the resolution of Dumso? You have come on board. You have met all these free things. And the first thing you even thought of doing was to corrupt a power batch President Mahama brought. Ameri, the president, took a pen and paper and they sat down and dubiously planned how to dupe and rob the state, ballooned a contract that was 510 million to 1.3 million. When the president was stripped naked, he was exposed again as the mother serpent of corruption. He sat there and said he was misled and that he wasn't reading, he wasn't thinking right. That was why he intended duping the state of this country. These are things we should be talking about.